Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as we get to ride home with each other in the afternoon. Also, I wanted to thank our new podcast owners, the newscasters.com, for allowing us to be on their podcast schedule. Also, you can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. The holiday season, Christmas is just right around the corner, and we just had Thanksgiving. But I found this good article right here. It's 12 tips for hosting holiday guests like a pro. Is this your first time at it? Or maybe the mother-in-law decided to let you be the host this year. I got some wonderful tips for you. And this is how you can host without stress and just have a good time. Everybody come over, have food and fun. And that's what it's all about anyway, right? So let's go on ahead and start talking about, we've got several tips right here. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one, which is mine, this is what I do often: cook ahead. A bunch of folks are coming over, so it's like my place is kind of a gathering place. This is where everybody comes, and so especially on Thanksgiving, around those holidays, I cook more. And Joey and I got together. We decided we're going to do pizza for Christmas. So we're just going to make some meat lovers pizzas, cheese pizzas, and stuff like that. But if you're going to have a big crowd over and you really want to cook for Christmas, make ahead, let's say like dressing for chicken and dressing or turkey and dressing or whatever kind you'd like. You can make the cornbread several months ahead. You can make the cornbread dressing. What I like to do is, so when I make cornbread, if there's any left over, what I'll generally do is put it in a good freezer bag, and then I keep it in the freezer. And then when I'm ready to make dressing, half the deal is done. Okay, I've already got the dressing done, both for the most part. Just add eggs and whatever flavorings I want to do, herbs and that kind of stuff. But anyway, make a lot of things ahead of time. And also, cakes are actually better. I don't know what the freezer does to them, but if you're going ahead and bake your cake ahead of time, put it in the freezer, you take it out, it's going to be super moist. I mean, it'll be the best cake ever, and everybody's going to tell you your cake is really good. You can do pecan pies. There's a number of pies you can do. Custard pies, I've never had. To me, the custard pies are better if you're just going ahead and cook them up front, unless it's a pecan pie. So this is what the author of is foodandwine.com. The most important thing you can do is make it a constant coming and going of holidays. House guests is to prepare for as many foods in advance as possible. Whether it's freezable soups, that's always a good thing to do. Sometimes you can just have soup day. Have everybody come and bring soup, whatever their favorite is. Or preparing your main dish for Christmas dinner the night before. You'll be very thankful you did that work during the quieter stretch of days. And I'll tell you something I like to do. I like to make my ham or chicken or turkey or whatever. I like to actually make that the day before and put it in the refrigerator, and it slices a lot easier. And people seem to like it better that way anyway. And then let me tell you this. So I baked a chicken and for Thanksgiving, and I also baked a ham. So we had some left over. So what you could do is put it up in a bag, a good. This is one thing I stretch pennies. But the one thing I don't stretch pennies on is good freezer bags. So make sure you get the good ones, the good thick ones, where if you pull them like this, they don't tear and they don't stretch. Those are your good ones. And so I went on ahead and just did a layer of ham in one bag, and a layer, actually took a few bags, and then another layer of the chicken, the grilled chicken. And then what I do, if we decide we want to, through the week or whatever, we'd like to have chicken salad sandwiches, then I can just break off a piece of it, let it thaw out in the refrigerator overnight is going to be the best way to take care of that. And then the next day, you have chicken ready for you. You don't have to cook it, nothing. I mean, it's already done. Same thing with ham. Phil likes ham put in his grits one day, and another day he wants sausage put in it. So I do the same thing for him because I don't like a big breakfast. He likes a huge breakfast. And so for his grits, I'll keep some of the ham, and just keep it so I can easily tear it off and throw it into the grits and heat it up with the grits while I'm cooking them. And there you go. So most of the work is already done. Now what Joey and I are going to do I have some ham left over and some chicken left over, and we're going to do, like I said, meat lovers pizzas. Then I'm going to make just a cheese pizza. Another thing you can make ahead of time also is the pizza dough. And I have a good recipe. I don't know if I saved it here on my phone or not, but let me see if I can find it. This is like the absolute best pizza dough recipe. Here it is. Okay, so let me tell you, and it's going to taste better than anything you could ever buy at a store. Okay, so here's the recipe. It's 1 1/4 cups of warm water. Now, warm means it's going to be about 110 to 115 degrees. It's not hot, okay, so it's not hot, but it's not cold either. And you're going to need that for the yeast. Okay, so here we go, pop-up ads. You know how that goes. Okay, so you'll need 1 1/4 cups of warm water, 2 teaspoons of sugar. You need to divide it, so you'll need a teaspoon here and a teaspoon there. 1 package of active dry yeast, and that's going to be about 1/4 ounce. You'll need 3 1/2 to 4 cups of all-purpose flour. And let me tell you why they say 3 1/2 cups to 4 cups, because depending on where you live and humidity and that kind of thing, the dough is going to be different, okay? Because like sometimes parts of the year I use less flour for bread than I do in other times of the year. And again, humidity has a lot to do with that. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of sea salt. You'll also need your favorite, whatever your favorite. I like dried basil, but you can use oregano and just anything, whatever you like. And then 1/3 cup of vegetable or olive oil. I like olive oil. It doesn't seem so greasy, you know, and it just kind of, it goes into the bread. So we're going to tell you why in just a minute. So what you'll do is put everything in a bowl, a small bowl. Well, first thing you want to do is mix the warm water, the teaspoon of sugar, and then add the yeast. Now what happens is really you put sugar in there, and make sure you don't omit that, okay? Because sugar the yeast kind of feeds on the sugar, and you're going to have a much better crust, and it's also, it won't be damp. You know, have you ever made a pizza before, or a takeout pizza, and I don't know, it's kind of weird feeling like it wasn't cooked quite enough on the bottom? It's going to brown really good because of the sugar as well. Okay, now let it stand until it bubbles. Bubbles start forming like that on the surface. And this is something you could do with the kids. They'd love to make pizza. Let it stand until it bubbles. Now in a large bowl, you'll whisk 3 cups of the sugar, okay, just 3 cups. Salt, the remaining 1 teaspoon of sugar, and then if you want to add the dried herbs, you can do that as well. I say do it. Basil is really good. Oregano is really good as well. Make a well in the center. You know what I mean? So there's your dough right there. Make a little well, just like in kind of like a little hole in the center. Then what you're going to do is add that yeast mixture, and then the oil, and you'll stir it until it's smooth. Add enough remaining flour to form a soft dough. Okay, and you're going to have to let this rise as well. Let me get the advertisements out of the way. Okay, now this is the second step. You want to turn it onto a floured surface. You'll need to knead it, adding more flour to the surface as needed until it's no longer sticky. If it's sticky, it's not going to be a good dough. It's going to be like, it won't brown. It won't rise. It won't do what it needs to do. It has to be kind of, it's no longer sticky. It's going to be kind of elastic-like. So that's the way you want it. That way you know it's done. I cook based on what something looks like. I mean, that's the only way I know to do it. Place in a large greased bowl, and then you want to turn it once to the greased top. Then you'll cover and let it rise in a warm place for 30 minutes. Then what you want to do is transfer the bowl to the refrigerator and chill it overnight. You can actually make this dough up to 2 nights before, and it will turn out phenomenal. Allow the dough to come to room temperature, so take it out, let it sit about 30 minutes before you start rolling it. And then you just roll it out, and man, you got like fantastic pizza dough. So what I'm going to do this year, Joey and I, so I'll have a pizza dough ready. It'll be sitting in the refrigerator. Okay, so I'm going to take it out. When I roll it out, I've never done this before, but you know, you can buy pizza, has the cheese kind of on the outside rim. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll it out. Then I'm going to put mozzarella cheese all around the edge. Now, I'm not going to let it go completely to the edge because I don't want it to show. So I'll make a circle around the pizza dough, okay? Then I'm going to get a flap, and I'm going to turn it over. And then what I'll do all the way around It's going to have mozzarella cheese right there in the outside crust. I think that's going to turn out really well. But you can see your dough. You can already have that ready. If you're having a bunch of folks over for the Super Bowl or any of that kind of stuff, this is a fantastic pizza idea. It doesn't cost much either. You don't have to wait. Pizza won't be cold when it comes if you have it delivered. Do it yourself. And also, this freezes so well. If you're going ahead and start making up your pizza dough and put some in the freezer, and then if you know tomorrow you're going to be making pizza, then going ahead and take that pizza dough out, put it in the refrigerator. Then you'll still need to let it set and get it room temperature for about 30 minutes before you start rolling it out. That easy. Okay, we talked about cooking ahead. Well, we're going to have to hurry up. I talked a little longer than I intended on that. Ugh. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Let's see how much time I've got. Right. Chia. Okay, just about another minute and I have to go into a break. Keep a well-stocked pantry. I buy stuff on sale. I have a garden. I've got stuff I'll put up, for food choices. But stock up on foods that your house guests are they're going to help themselves to. You need to like dry goods for breakfast if somebody's coming over for breakfast. Or late night snacks. Now, you don't have to make everything from scratch. You can buy those good granola bars. Now, I got a granola bar. I mean, this is like to die for. It's better than anything you could ever buy. I've got that recipe too. So before Christmas, I'll have a show and we'll talk about how to do that. Nut bars, you gotta have some jams, especially if it's your homemade jams. A quality loaf of bread, spiced nuts, and if you want to be just a little extra, you can put everything outside in a basket with bowls, spoons, and napkins so your guest can find everything easily and help themselves. Now this goes for beverages too. Make sure that your fridge is stocked with bottled water, seltzer or soda, and make a full pot of coffee in the morning so everybody can pour their own coffee. Okay, I've got time. Let's do number 3. Leave a welcome note. That's always a nice thing to do. If you're hosting guests from out of town, in other words, in addition to leaving a few essentials in the room like clean towels, an alarm clock, a hair dryer, and maybe some basic toiletries, write them a note with helpful tips for their stay. Maybe it's where they can find the nearest coffee shop or maybe a lunch spot. Your Wi-Fi password, that would be a nice thing to do. Instructions for the TV, or just a few things. Either way, it's going to make your guest feel extremely welcome. It's going to save you from answering a ton of questions later, so you can help do other things. I know when Brad and Larissa come over, my son and daughter-in-law, when they come over, I know what her favorite soap is, and I kind of cater the basket towards her. My son will say, Brad will say, "You realize I'm your son too?" And I'll say, yeah, you are. So what I do is I cater this basket to her. I know what kind of chocolate she likes. I know the kind of candles she loves. I know the soap she loves. And so I like to put everything in a basket and put it on the bed for her. And when she gets there, she can relax. She never brings toiletries because she knows I'm going to do that. So they live in North Carolina. So when they come, it's quite a huge trip. Now, sometimes we just meet each other. If it's around Christmas time or whatever, I still make a basket for her. Let's go ahead and cut to a break. We shall return in just a couple of minutes. Y'all hang in there. We'll finish that with our tip.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to limonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers.
My Towels solved a problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring-spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where you can find us on television, channel 182, Charter Communications, Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. You can also find us on the podcast, thenewscasters.com. Again, thank you so much for watching. Oh, and by the way, wanted to welcome some new and not so new sponsors we have on the show. So Bobby Ledbetter at Twin City Used Cars has opened up a location in Gadsden, Alabama. So we welcome him to Gadsden. Thank you, Bobby. And I know he runs he runs a really good business. You can trust him when you buy a used car. So go ahead and check Bobby out. He's right there on Megan Avenue. You can't help but see him. Big business. He uses a lot of yellow and a lot of black in his sign, so you'll love talking with Bobby. Okay, this is a good one right here, and we're talking about how to plan ahead when guests are coming over to your house for the holidays. A do-it-yourself a guest room if you don't have one. Let's see what that means. Okay, so if you don't have the luxury of a designated guest room, try to make your guest room feel as welcoming as possible. So whether it's an air mattress in your office, Yeah, it's a lot of us do that. Or a sofa in the living room, dressing up like a real bed. So what you'll do is designate a nightstand for them. It can just be a cleared off table. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Or maybe a bookshelf or a stack of books. And if you know what their favorite books are, maybe their favorite author, that would be great to have it out there. Set out an eye mask or earplugs if your guest is sleeping in a common area. Also, investing in an inexpensive folding screen goes a long way for giving your guest a little bit of privacy. You make your own. Yeah, just go get some wood and have your husband put some those little hinges on them, like at least 3 hinges, okay, so you want them to stay up. So all you're going to need is 3 panels. Okay, and any height you like, just so your guests can feel comfortable and feel like they have some privacy if you don't have a guest room. Say you're putting them up in the den. And so a 3-fold door. So what you'll do is you'll have hinges right here where the door folds this way. Then you're going to have hinges on this side where the other door folds that way. And then all you have to do is spread it out. They've got their privacy. And guess what? It didn't cost you a whole bunch of money either. So you can do that. Absolutely. All right, now let's talk about free up some closet space for your guests. Oh boy. Every time we open up a door, we're dodging it to make sure things don't fall out. But when a guest is coming over to the house, they've got to have a place to hang their clothes. So if you have guests staying with you, especially if you don't have a separate guest room, just free up some space in the closet for them to stash their things. And if you are tight on closet space, this is a great idea. Set out a foldable valet stand and an empty basket for dirty laundry for them. And if all you have is a plastic shopping bag, just put it out there and say, this is for your dirty laundry, and have that ready for them as well, especially if we're going to be staying for several days. Number 6 is stock up on the little things that make a difference, like fresh flowers, maybe some drinking water, and just have that in a little basket for your guests, on a nightstand, a scented candle. These are all the things I do for Larissa. Find out what their favorite music is. It could be country western. It could be soothing music. Have that kind of playing for them in the morning. A spare phone charger. How many times have you been on a trip and you think you brought everything except for your phone charger? So almost everybody has an Apple phone. Or if you have some of the discount stores, you can find other phone like Android as well. So it just wouldn't hurt to do that. Okay, and also a full fresh baked cookies in the kitchen. These are just little touches that are going to really stand out. Okay, number 7, skip the paper, napkins, and plates. Why? Okay, let's find out why. It's the holidays, so this is the time of the year for real silverware, so they feel really special, and linen napkins. Now, if you don't have enough for the crowd you're expecting, then rent them at a nearby rental house. It's cheaper than you think, and they actually wash them for you. Or check out thrift stores and go through the mismatched look. See, that's the neat thing about the design look now. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy. As a matter of fact, most people don't want it to be matchy-matchy. So these are, they're really inexpensive dinner plates and flatware from IKEA. But now you can also go to the Dollar Tree. Go to the Dollar Tree, and you can find some nice looking plates there as well. $1.25 a piece. You haven't put a whole lot of money in it. And again, mismatched. You can get different color plates and put those out there as well. But I'll just have to tell you, you can go to Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop a lot of times and find Christmas plates or seasonal plates, and they practically give them away. So you're not, and it would actually be cheaper than going to the Dollar Tree buying what they have. So think about that. As a matter of fact, sometimes they'll have their plates for only $1. And so just get different plates. It doesn't even matter if they're different designs. Who cares? And just have that mismatched. It's just it's just kind of a funky look for the table, but go for it. I think that'd be a great idea. Okay, number 8 is invest in a coat rack. It's so worth it. So if you're hosting a large crowd for the holidays, and you don't have spare closet space, consider buying an inexpensive coat rack. Go to the thrift store and you'll find one. And these are for guests to hang their coats. Now, because we're talking wintertime here, okay, even in Alabama, it gets very cold. Your guests don't have to rifle through a pile of jackets at the end of the night just as much as you don't want their coats on your bed either. I mean, so it just kind of leaves everything nice and everything place. Number 9, stock each bathroom with plenty of toilet paper. Please do. Okay, and avoid having somebody, see, people kind of, now my bunch could care less. They'll come while we're eating dinner and say, hey, where's the toilet paper? But now some people won't ask, okay? So just make sure you have things prepared, everything stocked, everything the way it should be before they even get there. Create a little timeline for the big day. So if you're hosting the whole family for the holidays, and if you're having a cocktail party, say for 50, plan out your run of the show a few days in advance. This should include everything from when to pop the roast in the oven and when to light the candles. And by the way, don't make it tough on yourself, okay? You can put a pot roast and have barbecue. I mean, everybody loves barbecue, and just put it in the crock pot, have barbecue, and you're going to have a fun time. Number 11, don't be afraid to ask for help. As much as we like to believe we can do it all, and some, like I'm the firstborn, okay? So I think I got to be everybody's mother. And sometimes I just put too much on myself. But don't be afraid to ask. Everybody needs a little bit of help now and then, so don't be afraid to ask. Appoint a family member to do the vacuuming. I set up the glasses, prepare maybe the big feast, ask a friend to help people find something to drink when they arrive, hang up their coats so you can attend to the food in the kitchen. You don't want to be like ripping and running, because your focus, if you're like me, your focus is the kitchen. And so you don't want to be disturbed from that, okay? All right, number 12. And this is like super important, okay? Take deep breaths. It's okay to breathe. Stop just every few minutes. You'll take some of that stress away. Oh, and by the way, let me tell you something that takes stress away. And you're not taking pills, you're not popping pills, nothing like that. It's ginger root. Sometimes folks, you have all this stuff to do and you're afraid you're not going to get it done on time. You start worrying, you're freaking out and all this kind of stuff. You might get an upset stomach. The best thing for an upset stomach is ginger root. So what you can do, I dry it and then I put it in powder form, and I keep it in a little salt shaker. But this is what you can do. Go on ahead, get some ginger root. You can buy it at your favorite grocery store. And then if you have a food dehydrator, this works. And I'm telling you, dehydrated ginger will last forever. So what you'll do is you'll put it out on a dehydrator, and they don't cost much. I was lucky enough. Now I paid full price for one, found it at Amazon, and paid, I think, and that's several years ago. It's probably more than that now. I think I paid $30 for it, but I was lucky enough at Shepherd's Cove thrift shop to find two of them. One of them was $3, and the other one I think was $4, something like that. I didn't know if it was going to work or not, and I thought, well, even if it doesn't work, it's worth more than that just for the trays. So anyway, I bought that. So this is what you do. There's inexpensive ways to do this. You can even put it in the oven and do it on a very, very slow heat. So what you'll do, you want to put this in the dehydrator or the oven, and in the dehydrator, it takes about 2 days for it to completely dry out. I don't know on the oven because I've never done it in the oven before, but you can Google that and find the answer to that. And so you'll have it to where it is crisp. Okay, now when you take it out of the oven or the dehydrator, this ginger, let it set for a few minutes, okay, because it might bend just a little bit. After it has set and it has cooled off, take a piece, and if it snaps like a potato chip, it's dried. Then what you can do is put it in you know how you have a coffee grinder, and you get them for almost nothing now. And so put it in a coffee grinder, and it'll powder it up. Or you can use a number of things in the kitchen. So I get mine where it's a powder form, and I put it in a salt shaker and I shake it out. Now, upset stomach, you'll need about a half teaspoon. Make a tea out of it if you'd like to do that. Put it in the microwave for about a minute and a half and sip on that tea. I'm going to tell you, it will make you feel good. And you'll be able to take a deep breath. You'll be stress-free for the holidays. And it's good for your gut, too. So if I could choose one thing, one food, one tea for the holidays, it's ginger root tea. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. You can find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. I love being with you every single day.